Yeah, welcome. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for being here. I know we started a little bit late, and that's perfect. I wanted to first introduce myself for those who don't know me. My name is Cesar. My pronouns are he, him, and I occupy the land of the Karankawa people here in the area known as Houston. And I also want to honor my teacher, David Nickturn, and his teacher, Trungpa Rinpoche, and all the teachers before them, honor the lineage. And then also mention that this is a safe space for this is all levels and all levels meditation, all identities affirming, all cultures welcoming, all bodies welcome. And however you identify, you are welcome here. It's a safe space. So glad to have you here. And I kind of I made it a goal to kind of try to smile as long as I could without forgetting to smile, because like the 22nd, one of the great Zen master teachers, one of the Zen Buddhist master teachers passed away or transitioned on the 22nd. And I was always like, he could always, like, a very serious Dharma talk, he could find a way to like find some humor. And he always had like this half smile when he was listening or when he was speaking. So I'm going to try to adopt the half smile in my conversation and in my meditation. I don't know. It feels good. I was telling a young coworker, like I'm mentoring this young engineer at work, and he's mentioning that some of the meetings he walks into, everybody's very like pretty rigid and kind of old school, and he's trying to figure out, like, he's tried to break the ice and it just don't, like, it hasn't worked anything that he's tried. And I said, hey, just walk in there smiling, and don't worry if you look crazy, and then you can make a joke about it. And so he said he did that last week, and he said he just didn't say anything. He was just smiling, and everybody that looked at him just smiled. I think it's like a natural. I think when we're babies, when we see our guardian like smile, like that, they just make that connection that it's a safe space. It's our guardian. They're smiling at us, and I'm not a dad, and I am an uncle, and I'm always so happy to see my nieces and nephews, and no matter what they're going through, I feel like that smile just kind of puts whatever they've encountered that day on hold, and we just have a good time. So yeah, so I want to try to do that today, and yeah, just honor Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Zen Buddhist who I was referring to, and and I feel like compassion is something that was in a lot of his teachings, and I definitely want to speak to it a little bit. And I have one of my favorite poems from him, "Call Me by My Name." I'm going to read that towards the end, and yeah, just a little bit about how this practice can help us practice compassion, and but the kind of like, and if I knew the term of compassion, like you wanted to help, or wanted others to not be suffering as a general term, but in like the Buddhist sense, it's I feel like there's no way to like a definition that I could come up with that gives it like what it truly means or what it truly feels to be a compassionate, like to really come from like the depths of your heart, that and like a selfless, like undiscriminating kind of compassion, like it's just, and they always talk about sincere wish for all living beings. It never says, well, the good guys, not the bad guys, or it says everyone, like this immeasurable quality of compassion that is like the immeasurable, sublime dwelling, all those adjectives that describe like just something so powerful that really can break barriers. And what is Zig Ziglar? He says that, or Augmandino says that muscle can split a shield and even destroy a life, but nothing can defend against the unseen power of love. And very powerful and very true. And in the beginning of my journey, that was something hard for me to comprehend, because I made my pain make me pretty rigid individual. And so yeah, so this practicing compassion in my practice, and the way I do that is the way we can do that is it's just when our thoughts arise, instead of grasping or repressing those thoughts, is becoming friends with them. And becoming friends could mean you know you know being okay with those thoughts, being accepting of those thoughts, and simply noticing them and not judging them or liking some more than others. It's just a noticing, and then that that translates to off your cushion or off your mat or off your sofa in my case, um, to the people that we encounter, and it's just a feeling of ease when you're having a conversation with someone and it's not adversarial, and it's you're listening and they're feeling seen and heard, and you feel the same way. So yeah, today I want to just our normal practice is to place our attention on our breath, and if you're seeking something different at any point, you could just think of someone that you'd like to send some compassion to, some like just a desire for them to be free of suffering and the causes of their suffering, and wish for their whatever they're suffering, just to at least take a break. And so yeah, so we'll sit for let me check my clock here. Yeah, we'll do a short sit today, just to continue to honor the time, to have enough time to read the poem. So I'll set our timer for a few minutes, and while I set the timer, you can begin to take a comfortable seat. Whatever that looks like for you. That could be seated on a cushion. That could be seated hero's pose on your shins on a yoga block. You could be sitting in a chair. Those are any of those are an option. And then once you find that comfortable seat, find a good placement for your hands. That could be palms down or palms up on your thighs, anywhere between your knees and your hips. Just kind of an area where it just feels good to, like, where your shoulders feel comfortable. Anywhere in that area, just notice, are my shoulders hunched over? Am I pulling them back too far forward? Just kind of move your hands up and down, find a spot there. And then we want general alignment of our hips, our torso, our shoulders, neck, head, just kind of general alignment, upright, not uptight, strong back, soft front, all those, just kind of those cues that kind of help us, dignified. My teacher likes to say, another teacher says majestic. It really resonates with me to feel like majestic, kind of, not too rigid, not too soft, just kind of majestic. And now you could begin to surrender the chin to the chest, just a slight tilt there with the soft downward gaze, 4 to 6 feet in front of you. Just kind of a soft gaze, eyes kind of open, kind of closed, if that feels good to you. Just not trying to shut down the awareness, just simply relax the focus. You can soften the jaw a little bit. Mouth can be slightly open, slightly closed. Just begin to settle in here. And next, you place the attention on your breath. That could be just any way that feels good to you on your tummy. That could be on your chest, the rise and fall. Notice the air passing through your nostrils. Just land here for a few breaths here. And now, as your mind is begin our meditation, and if your mind begins to wander, or when it begins to wander, just simply notice it and label those thoughts as stinking, just kind of without judgment or bias. And then bring the attention back to the breath. And you can repeat that as many times as you need to throughout this practice as thoughts come up. Just without grasping or repressing those thoughts or judgment or bias. Simply notice those thoughts and come back to the breath. You'll hear a bell for us to start and then one to end. As thoughts arrive without grasping or repressing, labels will start as thinking and come back to your breath. As you begin to come back to the space, I'll read a poem. Please call me by my true name. Do not say that I'll depart tomorrow, because even today I'll still arrive. Look deeply. I arrive in every second to be a bud on the spring branch, to be a tiny bird with wings still fragile, learning to sing in my new nest, to be a caterpillar in the heart of a flower, to be a jewel hiding itself in the stone. I still arrive in order to laugh and to cry, in order to fear and to hope. The rhythm of my heart is the birth and death of all that are alive. I am the mayfly metamorphosing on the surface of the river, and I am the bird which, when spring comes, arrives in time to eat the mayfly. I am the frog swimming happily in the clear pond, and I am also the grass snake who, approaching in silence, feeds itself on the frog. I am the child in Uganda, all skin and bones, my legs as thin as the bamboo sticks, and I am the arms merchant selling deadly weapons to a Uganda. I am the 12-year-old girl, refugee on a small boat who throws herself into the ocean after being raped by a sea pirate, and I am the pirate, my heart not yet capable of seeing and loving. I am a member of the Politburo with plenty of power in my hands, and I am the man who has to pay his debt of blood to my people, dying slowly in a forced labor camp. My joy is like spring, so warm it makes flowers bloom in all walks of life. My pain is like a river of tears, so full it fills the four oceans. Please call me by my true name, so I can hear all my cries and laughs at once, and so I can see that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true name so I can wake up and so the door of my heart can be left open, the door of compassion. That's from Thich Nhat Hanh. And yeah, thank you, friends. I want to, yeah, thanks for being here. I want to just send the 4 immeasurables and the dedication of merit. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe. And may all beings be at ease. Thank you. Good night, friends.
Thank you, Caesar. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Caesar.
Good night.